Greetings everyone and welcome back. In this video we're replacing the sand in this Pentair Sand Dollar filter. Time has come, it's going on about 5 years now since I've changed it last, and I've learned a lot since the last time I did it, so I figured I'd make this video, kind of document the process. If anybody's struggling, missing some steps, or maybe you're doing this for the first time, you want to know what you're getting yourself into, hopefully this video helps you out. Before we get started, you want to find this label on the side of your sand filter or any materials that you might have saved away, owner's manual, things like that. We're looking specifically in this area where that hole is punched. This tells me I have an SD40 model, and if we look medium required there, it says 150 pounds. So my local pool store sells 50-pound bags of filter sand, so we need 3 of those, and it'll run me about $70 after tax, so not too bad. So I highly recommend doing this at the beginning of the season. You can see my pool is still closed. We'll be opening it tomorrow, but that way we don't have to worry about water from the pool rushing back into the filter, having to cap off any of the connections and fighting with all that. It's just a lot easier if we do it while the filter is drained and free of excess water. So before we drain the filter itself, we're going to disconnect all of these hoses. This one would only go to the pool. I have it hooked to a heater here. This one comes from the pump itself, and then this one's our backwash hose. I have kind of a PCV system jerry rig there. But we're going to go ahead and undo all 3 of those, and then we'll hit this collar here, take that off, and then the whole multi-port head will just come straight out. Another big piece of advice, if you guys are doing this yourself, I highly recommend, can't recommend enough, that you use a shop vac to remove the old filter sand. The last time I did this, I was too afraid to use this in case I was going to mess it up, and I ended up spending probably the better part of half a day scooping all the sand out by hand. And I could think of a lot better ways to spend my time personally. I don't know about you guys. So to use my vacuum, I did have to order a wet filter. This one is capable of doing dry and wet. You want that because the further down we get in the sand in the filter, it starts getting a little wet, and we don't want to cause any issues with our vacuum shorting it out. So mine originally came with just a bag like you might see on like a household vacuum. I ended up getting this kit online. Comes with a paper filter, but in this case we want to remove that. And there's actually a foam sleeve, and this is what you use in wet applications. So we go ahead and slide that over. I'm not going to do it because I'm doing this one-handed, but it's basically going to sit around like that and make sure that the foam is sitting right behind this ledge here. So once you're all set up, you start vacuuming through the top. We're going to go ahead and hit that for a little while until we think that our shop vac's getting full. Give it a nice pull on the top handle if it feels like it's getting a little heavy. Then we'll go ahead and shut it off. Take the top off. You can dump it into a garbage bag. I told you this was about a 150-pound filter. I think I used about 7 garbage bags, and that was to make them pretty manageable to drag. We're barely filled with the garbage bags, but it was enough weight that I probably wouldn't want to put any more in and make it bulky, hard to move, or start ripping the bag open. So I've got about 7 garbage bags full. We'll go ahead and filter that through our trash over the next 2-3 weeks. To drain the filter, we're going to come down here and find our drain valve. Just going to go ahead and release that. And we'll let it drain probably overnight, just to make sure all the water comes out of it. So I've used the vacuum to suck out as much of the sand as I can. We're getting to that point where there's like a thick sludge in the bottom with the remainder sand that's still mixed with some water that was in the tank. Not everything drained out, so that's what we're facing now. The vacuum's not too happy sucking that up, so we're going to take the rest of it out by hand. We've got enough removed where we can actually get the standpipe and the laterals out. We want those laterals uncovered before we start pulling up on them. So that is as simple, and I've already removed most of them, but you can see we still have one left. What I'm going to do is get my hand in the tank, and we're just going to unscrew that by hand. I'm going to do that for all of them. There's about, I think, 8 on this particular standpipe, and then we can just pull it straight up. I'm going to let them all soak in a bucket for a little bit, get rid of all the water. We'll inspect, or that sand that's stuck inside. We'll inspect those later for damage. So we've gotten out as much as the sand as we can, and we remove the standpipe. Luckily the filter is light enough now to the point where we can actually tip it over. So what we're going to do is just wrap it with the trash bag here, and we're just going to go ahead and dump the remainder out You can see we got pretty much everything out. Anything that's left, we're going to go ahead and remove that little center stem down there from the outside, and then we're going to go ahead and blast this with a garden hose and rinse out the rest of it. So I left the standpipe and all the laterals soaking in a bucket of water for a little while just to kind of work free some of the sand. And you can see it's done a pretty good job. So now we're going to go ahead. I think I'm going to take this tape off and hose this out from the inside. But we just want to make sure there's no cracks or any kind of damage. Big thing with these laterals is we want to make sure these filter screens are in good shape. They're small enough that they will let water through but not the sand. So if anything's cracked, then we'll start getting sand filtering through the pool. So I'm going to check all of these. I don't think, I'm not seeing anything off the bat. That makes me think I have to replace any of them. But if we have to, we'll go to our pool store and order them out. Okay, so we've hosed out the filter assembly. I even got that little center post down there where the standpipe sits in, because that was packed full of sand from over the years. We sloshed it around, and there's a little bit of a lip on that drain hole down there, so the sand wasn't all getting out, so I ended up having to tip it over completely to get the rest of that out. But now that this is completely clean, we can go ahead and throw the stem back in for the drain plug. We'll put the drain plug in, and then we're going to reinstall the center pipe and the center stack and all the laterals. There we have it. All laterals are snugged in, nice and not too tight. Everything that we're doing on this, since it's older plastic and it's plastic in general, we just want to kind of snug everything by hand. That goes for all these laterals, the drain plug, everything. We don't want to crack any plastic and have to order any special parts. So now all the laterals are back in. There is a little post on the bottom of the standpipe, and it's going to go right in that little support right in the middle of the tank. And there it is. So next step, we're going to take the filter, we're going to set it on its base over there, we're going to fill it halfway with water. And the reason we're doing that is we want to create like a cushion when we dump our sand in. We don't want it to come falling down on top of those laterals and risk cracking anything. So as you can see, we have all 3 bags of sand in there. I've gone ahead and taken the tape off the top of the standpipe. Now I'm making sure that this is a clean area now, so we don't have any sand sitting on top of the collar or the standpipe. I've gone ahead and rinsed off the multi-port valve as well. Next step, we're going to put the multi-port valve back on top. I'm going to use a little bit of lube on the outside of the standpipe there, the inside of the valve where the pipe sits in, and then this gasket that sits around the outside too. So we're going to go ahead and reinstall our multi-port valve. You can see we have the locking ring on first. Giving it some light taps as we go, tighten this nut. Just make sure it's snugging down evenly all the way around. Here we are the next day. You see we got the pool open, filled with water. All the hoses are hooked up. So everything is set up pretty much ready to run. Before we start the filter, we're going to want to go ahead and change the multi-port valve to our backwash setting. That's going to take any dust and anything that's in the sand, and we're going to send that out the discharge pipe instead of sending it into the pool. Now when we do that, we want to watch our sight glass, just like you're doing a normal backwash. We're looking for it. It's probably going to be pretty cloudy when you start it. You probably want to run it for a good, 2 minutes or so. And just watch to make sure that it's kind of getting lighter and getting a little more clear as time goes on. So now we're backwashed and filled. Go ahead and put it to filter, and our sand filter is ready for action. One more check we can do before we press it in the service is to check the pressure gauge. You can see we got about 10 psi, and it's right where we want to be. There we have it. The sand has been replaced in our sand filter. The pool is ready for chemicals to balance everything out and get it ready for swimming, and we saved ourselves about $300. If you found this video helpful, please consider showing me some love by hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel, and feel free to check out my other videos. Till then, I'll see you guys next time, and happy swimming.